welcome back to Contemporary Black Voices, and I'm Dr. Sharon Michael Chadwell, alongside with Caleb Alexander. And we're doing things a little bit different. We're going to be a little bit different. What we're going to do here is, what we have been doing is just talking about just what's been in the news this week. And there's been a lot of interesting things in the news. In the last segment, we talked about Mark Robinson, and we talked about Ted Cruz and Colin Aldrich, their fight for U.S. Senate. But let's talk about the heavy hitter of the week. You ready?
I'm ready.
Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy. So let me kind of, those of you who don't know, P. Diddy got himself in a little hot water with trafficking, sexual assaults, allegations, drug use, force upon women and other parties. And these were called freak-offs. Now, I'm not going to go into what the freak-offs were, but these were all associated with freak-offs, right?
Wow.
Because, you had to get these women in a certain level, certain state of mind for the freak-offs to occur. Okay? I think about like that, okay? It's kind of a cause and effect type thing. But anyway, P. Diddy was associated with a whole lot of people, statewide, national, and this is kind of, go ahead and throw it out there, even international. But now he's been arrested. We knew he was going to be, or let's put it like this, I suspected he was going to be arrested, but now he is in the Brooklyn jail under suicide watch.
Wow.
So is he going to be Epstein?
Right.
We're going to call it, will he be
Black
Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein.
And I'm not going to say the name of this particular person, but supposedly he has a file on a certain politician. And if that file is leaked, or is it true, P. Diddy, I think that window, may be big enough for you to do what you need to do. But interesting enough, the P. Diddy effect has caused a whole lot of C-suite executives to decide it's time to leave their jobs because of their association with P. Diddy. And guess what I found?
We got the list.
I got a list. It may not be the list, but all these people stepped down within 24 hours of P. Diddy's arrest. Okay, here we go. Kevin Liles, who's a music executive. Eric Pryor, president of Fine Arts. Now, here's an interesting one. Jonathan Holloway, who was a Rutgers president, or I don't know if it's a current Rutgers president, but Rutgers president. Yeah, Rutgers president. Robert B. Davis, general manager of Martha's Vineyard. Chris Cameron, lacrosse coach. Kathy Newsham, Bay City mayor. LaMonica McIver, Newark City councilman. Craig Maladra, Fifth Ward, Geneva. Dr. Joseph Kreshner. Mike Forrester, president of Nexian Travel. Susie Williams, executive director. Roman Mazaris, CEO. Henry Leventis, chief prosecutor. Matthew Tellenbond, MFA director. I know I mispronounced his name. Darren Lehman, assistant coach. Arvid Carrivo, who's a chief minister. And others. A whole bunch of folks are stepping down. So I'm also suspecting possibly we're going to have some ministers stepping down also. So we're going to keep an eye on that list. Who are all the ministers who are going to be stepping down?
Not TD. TD up in everybody's stuff, ain't he?
Maybe he was a chief minister. I don't know. But, there is a whole lot to be said about P. Diddy. And this need for thinking that you have access to all this money that you can take on or feel that you have to behave a certain way
Mm-hmm.
to keep that type of money is disturbing. Uh, we've seen it even in uh, acts, that we like, that we enjoy listening to, like Rick, um, I forgot his name, uh, Tina Marie's
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rick James.
Rick James. How his behavior, sex and rock and roll. And I guess sex and rock and roll was the theme of these freak offs. But how many lives did those relationships impact to where now people are trying to save whatever is left of their business
Mm-hmm.
uh, capabilities, saving themselves to the point where maybe they know that they may eventually be in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because I rest assured, if P. Diddy is still alive and there's that threat of him doing long time jail time, he's going to want to bring in some guests with him. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think P. Diddy can do no jail time. He already on suicide watch. He would have been in there about 3 days for it. And he already on suicide. He ain't doing no time. P. Diddy telling on everybody. I don't tell you, he telling on the garbage man. P. Diddy telling on everybody.
He's everybody's in trouble.
Everybody in trouble.
Everybody in trouble.
Everybody in trouble. I don't care who it is. But no, it's tragic. To have that kind of money and power and influence, and to use that in an abusive manner, because there is a power dynamic, and with that entertainment factor, being able to attract less fortunate, less wealthy, less influential people into that circle, and then to abuse them. I mean, people talk about, and of course, like you said, it was the drugs at the party, and so yeah, that's illegal. But even without, even absent the drug, there's a different power dynamic, and so it's still it's still abusive, and so and all of the people, all of the powerful and wealthy people in that circle who participate in these events, it's an abuse of wealth and power, and taking advantage of less fortunate. So yeah, and I know we had talked about this, wow, a while ago when that Cassie video first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And
when he was dragging her down the hall.
Yeah. We were like, oh no, this ain't gonna end well, because now he got the folks in his life. And then folks started investigating.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the deeper they dug, the more they found.
And what's really sad about this is kind of like Bill Cosby 20.0.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby, I don't know whether he was involved in any freak offs,
Mm-hmm.
but he got caught up in a situation to where that money, that power encouraged him to behave a certain way. He didn't think he was going to, this is called a spade a spade. He didn't think he was going to get caught.
Right.
P. Diddy thought that he was going to get away with murder, get away with the freak offs because of who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So evidently on both sides, from Cosby to P. Diddy, they upset somebody, because 50 Cent went in and talked about what he think happened as to who he might have upset.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I got to see it to you. So 50 Cent went, because 50 Cent doesn't mind sharing his opinions. Okay.
No.
But if you just think about, come on, Sean could have done so much more for the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't need to abuse these women, abuse these men, abuse these children. There was so much more we could have gotten out of him.
Right, absolutely.
And that's what's really disappointing. There was so much more positive that we could have gotten out of him, especially as he's getting older. It's kind of like, you're not in your 20s where where you can act a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Sean was getting up in age to where he should have just did an inventory of his life and started doing good, because now he's what they call a reprobate now.
Mm.
You know, you know. So I think that he missed an opportunity there.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and come back with our last set of thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Stay tuned. We got to talk about Kamala and Oprah and
Trump
and Trump and his
Jewish voters,
Jewish voters.
which I think is interesting.
I do too.
Mhm.